guys, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Just gonna get on here real quick and kind of update you on yesterday's presser that felt like it was never gonna happen. A few things that have come out since then and a little bit this morning. So let's just dive into it. It is super hot here today. We are back up in the hundreds here in Oklahoma, so have to excuse the way I'm dressed. You will almost definitely hear the dogs in the background. And good news is my husband finally got back today, so yay. All right, let's jump into this. So they had scheduled the presser yesterday for the normal time of 2:00 p.m. Pacific time, and it was about 2 hours late. And obviously we were all just, speculating, where are they at, what is taking so long, is this a good thing, is there a break, all the things. And part of why we were, computer issues, part of why we were kind of curious is because earlier in the day, Placer County Sheriff's Office had tweeted, and this is the first part. It says, "We interrupt our regularly scheduled post for missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni to share another important story. After a lengthy investigation into the death of a 15-year-old Roseville girl, detectives with the Placer County Sheriff's Office and a special county drug task force arrested 20-year-old Nathaniel Evan," this is a tough one, Kabakungan, on August 10th. During the investigation, it was revealed Kabakungan met with the young girl and during that time provided her with what turned out to be a lethal dose of counterfeit Percocet pills. The female victim died on June 19th. The Placer County Sheriff Coroner Division determined her death was fentanyl related and subsequently contacted the countywide drug task force. Kabakungan was arrested for murder, distribution of narcotics to a minor, sale and transportation of a controlled substance, and lewd and lascivious acts with a minor. And then the rest of it goes on to read. Placer County Sheriff Wayne Wu said, "I would like to commend the phenomenal work of all the investigators who put this case together. The Placer County Sheriff's Office will continue to utilize any resource at our disposal to hold these fentanyl dealers accountable." Placer County District Attorney Morgan Geyer added, "This arrest represents an outstanding collaborative effort between our county, city, and state law enforcement partners in Placer County. We are committed to combating the fentanyl epidemic and are working tirelessly to investigate, arrest, and prosecute dealers of this deadly drug." Literally bit my tongue. Okay, so since there has been speculation regarding the drugs that were at the party, fentanyl has obviously come into the conversation. This came out prior to the presser. The presser's late, so everyone's just kind of drawing conclusions. And as it turns out, I guess they were just late because they came on and they immediately went into talking, but they did not give an explanation as to why they were late. So the public information officer got up there and she talked for about 3 minutes. 1 minute into the presser, this is what we got. And when I tell you that my heart absolutely sank, I mean, my heart was literally up here. I thought I already had it. My heart was literally in my stomach because I was like, this is it. About right
from
here.
the beginning
Okay.
of this search. Yesterday, there was a potential burial site that was located near the campground. It was located by a search and rescue ground team. Kiely's family was notified of the potential development. The FBI responded to secure the scene yesterday and was accompanied by the Placer and Nevada County Sheriff's offices. FBI agents investigated the site through early this morning and recovered the remains of a dog. Let me be clear.
So the build up to that, the way she drew out every single statement, you know, it was kind of leading us down the path that, did they find Kiely? Like I said, you know, we're 2 hours late. Everybody at the presser looked really somber yesterday. Everybody looked really sad, and it could be, you know, they're tired, they're frustrated. I get it. I'm tired, I'm frustrated. Maybe I look somber too, but everybody had this really different look about them, really, really somber. And then you're 2 hours late and come up there, and within 1 minute of talking, that's what we get. And then it turns out to be a dog. And at first I was just, I mean, obviously, thank God it was not Kiely. But I was like, why would they do it that way? Why would she present it that way? And then last night I woke up and I was still kind of thinking about it. And I'm kind of wondering, because we had, you know, the little music event concert thing yesterday from 1 to 4, which is during the time of the presser. And I was starting to think about, you know, we've got the FBI involved. The FBI has the behavioral unit. You know, their whole purpose of being is to study behavior and to pick up on suspicious, sus behavior, right? So I'm kind of wondering, did they draw this out to see if they could get an oh shit kind of reaction from anybody? You know, maybe, I don't know who was at the presser, if any of the attendees from the music event came over there, or if, you know, specifically any of the kids were there. But I'm sure that word would have probably gotten out. And I'm just wondering, were they gauging reactions during the build up to this? You know, were they trying to see, did anybody have a, oh, they found something, what they find kind of reaction? Because we know that they're working on basically nothing at this point. So maybe they're trying this tactic, just to find a direction to go in. Because remember, they said it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, but not knowing where the haystack is. Maybe this is how they're hoping to find that haystack, to see, like, you know, we're talking about, we found this potential burial site and we dug it up, and the FBI agents went through it and blah, blah, blah. And maybe from that, if they can see any kind of reaction from somebody, they'll know, like, okay, we're looking for something that's buried, and maybe not looking for Kiely, hopefully buried, but maybe potential evidence buried, the phone, or, you know, something else. So, I mean, just an idea, and it was a middle of the night idea at that, but that's just kind of where my mind went when I was trying to figure out why in the world did this woman present it to us in such a dramatic way when it was a dog. I mean, you could have very simply got up there and said the exact same thing. Like, even if you wanted to use potential burial site as your wording, you could say, we found a potential burial site yesterday. It was nothing. It was a dog. Move on. So whatever. Let's see. The questions afterwards. This was kind of interesting. So they asked about the last phone ping I'm sorry, it's my computer today. So they asked about the last phone ping, and the search and rescue guy came up there, and guys, go fight somewhere else. Go. That's Leo. Hi, Leo. Get down. Okay. They asked if the last phone ping was near the water. And the search and rescue guy said yes. Hard to pinpoint exactly with the data points, and that it was as much, this is a quote, as much on land as in water. So, I'm not really sure what that means, but we know this is a picture from the swimmers that have been out there searching, and you can see it's shallow-ish. It's, you know, you can see the bottom, and I think they're looking for that phone in the water. You know, maybe they're swimming out whatever distance they think a person could chuck a phone out into the water. I had asked I don't remember if I asked on Twitter or if it was on Facebook, but I was curious if there were boats out there on that lake. I know here a lot of people will just dock their boats at the lake, and I thought, could somebody have gone out in a boat, even like not a boat with a motor, but like a boat to paddle, kayak, that kind of thing? You know, could they have, I mean, could they have taken Kiely out in a boat into the lake, and something happened, she fell in or whatever. But more specifically, could they have gone out in some sort of a boat and disposed of evidence? So I don't know how much sense that would make, but I feel like these swimmers are probably looking for the phone. They made a point of explaining that the reason they're using the swimmers on top to kind of look down with their mask through the water to see what they could see is because they're trying not to disturb the dirt and mud and everything on the bottom too much, because there's the potential that once you disturb that, it could come up and over and cover any potential evidence. So I kind of feel like they're looking for that phone. He also said that the area where the phone ping was by Prosser Lake, and that the area has been walked, driven, flown, grid searched, and now they're getting into tighter grid search, which he explained meant that they were looking for small anything evidence-wise, like small. He said, you know, smaller than a person, smaller than a car, and he even specifically said smaller than a phone, as opposed to anything else. So they're really, for whatever reason, keying in on small pieces of evidence right now. Remember, they wanted us to focus on her jewelry, specifically her necklaces. So I don't know if that's something that they're trying to find as well. Prosser Lake is where they're focused now. The last location known was approximately 12:30 a.m. Somebody asked about the levels of water in the lake because there is a drought out there. I'm sure you've all seen Lake Mead is pretty much drying up because they keep finding all these bodies and things that are out in that lake. He said that the deepest point in Prosser Lake is at 57 feet right now, and normally I believe it is 73 feet. Then the guy that came up that always comes and talks to us about the investigation side of things, he came up and he said, quote, that one tip that leads us in the right direction could change everything. So, you know, they're still waiting to get that one small bit of information. So on social media, there was quite a stir regarding Sammy's parents. So a lot of YouTubers got notified anonymously that Sammy's parents, apparently the mom is a lawyer or was formerly a lawyer, and the dad is a private investigator. They do own a private investigation company in Truckee. And a lot has been made of this because it kind of explains why Sammy feels like she knows so much about how to run this investigation, I guess, for lack of better words. And people are starting to wonder, you know, is this why she was so adamant wanting the tips filtered through her so she could filter them through her parents, the lawyer and the private investigator, and things like that? I don't know. I haven't really made up my mind how I feel about this information yet. I have dug into it, and it is true. You can look it up online. You can find all of their business information there. They do own this private investigation company. I hope that since their daughter seems to want to be so involved, that they're offering their services to the family to help find Kiely, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything official saying that they have offered their services, but hopefully they will. So that's really about it for that. I heard that her friend Mags, the one that she arrived at the party at, was actually one of the organizers of the event. And this one strikes me very odd, because if you're the one that helped organize this big party, how come, well, for starters, how come you needed a ride there? Shouldn't you have already had your own transportation? But if you organized it, how come when you got there, you left 10 minutes later with your boyfriend? I mean, if I organize a party, I don't just leave. I'm kind of the host or what have you. I mean, I normally, okay, for instance, when we were at our last military base, even before that, we would always have a Super Bowl party. And I mean, I would go all out, huge, you know, food, drinks. We would do, you know, decorations, little party favors, you know, the whole 9 yards. And we would start before the game and we'd go after the game. And it was really fun. And I'm not going to sit there and I'm going to put all this work into planning this great party, this really fun event, and then leave right after it starts. No, doesn't make sense. So, kind of wonder about that. Like, why, if you organize this thing for 4 freaking weeks, did you show up and leave 10 minutes later with your boyfriend? That seems a little bit odd. As far as the party goes, a lot of people keep asking, was she at the party? Did she ever make it to the party? And let's see. I thought I had it uploaded. Sorry, I have so many. I can't find it. Sorry, guys. Maybe I didn't upload that one. But yes, somebody tweeted to Placer County Sheriff's Office asking if they could confirm one way or the other if they knew for a fact that Kiely had made it to the party, and they responded yes. So yes, whatever information they have, they believe Kiely was at the party. So for now, I guess we need to stop theorizing about that and just go off the assumption that yes, Kiely did make it to the party. Now, I'm still of the mind, I don't necessarily know she was there until 12 or 12:30. I mean, maybe she did go and she dropped off Mags. Was there like a secondary party, like an offshoot party? Because I've heard it described as, this massive area out there where people would kind of be spread out all over the place. So was there, like, the main party is here and then there was a secondary party somewhere else? So she was at that party. Yes. Did she stay at the party? That we don't know. Yeah. So they have this thing in Truckee, and I guess it's every Thursday in the summertime or whatever, and it's Truckee Thursdays. And at the last Truckee Thursdays, the event organizer, or whatever she is, the lady that runs the thing, they got up there and they're talking about Kiely and, how much she would want to have been there and all this stuff. And then she says that she wants to have a moment of silence for Kiely. And she said, let's take 5 seconds. 5 seconds? Wow. Kiely's worth a whole 5 seconds of silence? I mean, I don't know, that kind of made me mad. If that was my daughter, I'd be like, really, lady? 5 seconds? Why even bother? And then yesterday was Country for Kiely, the big music event, donation situation. Like I said, they've used the word crisis, and I believe it was used yesterday again. And yesterday's word of the day seemed to be movement. This movement. This is not a movement. This isn't like, some teen empowerment movement, We're searching for a missing girl. Okay? Can we get somebody, can we find a PR person to work with these people or something? Because I'm so tired of the optics and I'm so tired of the wording. And I've got a clip from, it was on the Kiely Rodni Instagram account, just to give you a little snippet of Country for Kiely. This is a lady, she's, bringing up the teens. We've got the teens. And, it's the little Mean Girls looking group. Sammy's there. I'm not sure who the first girl is to talk, but then of course Sammy gets up there and talks. And so let's go ahead and listen to that.
There have been teens working this from the front line. From the beginning, we will not be here today without these teens and the other teens that have been a part of this. Who's speaking, ladies? All right, get your butts up here. Everyone give a round of applause for these fabulous humans.
I just wanted to say thank you all today for coming out. We really appreciate it, and we know that when Kiely comes back, we're going to share all the memories of being here together, and it's just going to warm her heart knowing how many of you guys are here and trying to support her. Whoa. Is that my fault? No, you're good. Kiely she's just such a fabulous girl. Like, that was her favorite word. She would go around everywhere. This is fabulous. This is fabulous. Kiely's fabulous.
We need to give appreciation to all of our teens, not just us on the front lines, but all the teens out there. It's been a really stressful time losing their friend, their buddy, their schoolmate, somebody they may even just have heard of. So be kind to your teens, and for all the teens that are out there, tell your friends, give them a hug. Just be there for each other. I think that's right now what we all really need. We need to drink some water. I see chapped lips out there. I'm watching you. But also, we wanted to mention the GoFundMe. We are still using that. We use all of our money from lemonade stands to the GoFundMe. There's a lemonade stand right there. Hashtag FindKiely. And then there's donations over by the food over here. Yeah, right here. And just be there for each other. In this time of need and crisis, what we need is just to be a community together. Everybody's doing everything, and if anybody...
All right. There was that. That was yesterday. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to try not to rant. I'm going to try not to lose it. After yesterday's video, I got quite a few comments, which is great. And I encourage anybody to comment, whether you agree with me or not. If you don't, that's even better, because I like other viewpoints, and sometimes you might be able to convince me of something that, I hadn't really thought of. So yesterday I get this comment, and this person, now let me start by saying I was going to put the comments up here so you guys could see, but mysteriously last night they disappeared. So you will just have to take my word for it, I guess. But yesterday's video, I was really upset about the fact that there are people out there that are trying to intimidate and dissuade people from coming forward to talk to the law enforcement personnel about what happened that night. And this person commented, and they said something to the effect of, if my son, they said, if your son had been at that party, would you really want him to come forward? And she pointed out that Kiely was a minor. She was only 16 years old. So law enforcement would want to know who was providing the alcohol, who was providing the drugs, and if somebody had had sex with Kiely, they would want to know who it was, because in California, the age of consent is 18. They said that these kids should keep their mouths shut, that they should not talk to law enforcement without an attorney present, and that I had to know that what law enforcement was saying was not true, and they would in fact be pressing charges against these people for the drinking and the drugs, and that Kiely's family will ultimately sue those involved civilly, and that if my son had been there and I had him go and speak to law enforcement, that his life would be ruined and I would be destroyed financially by Kiely's family suing me. And to that I say, you're damn right. I absolutely would make them go forward. And I don't think I would have to make them go forward. I think they would just go forward because my kids and these kids and young adults that were at this party should know that your actions ultimately have consequences. If you do something, I don't care how terrible it is, and I've told my kids this since they were very small, that I don't care what you do, I will stand by you and we will get through it, but they will absolutely own up to it. No question. If they were somehow involved, then yeah, I'll hire an attorney or whatever, but you're damn straight they're going to go talk to them. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I told the commenter that these people absolutely have a right to an attorney. That's everybody's right. And that if that's what it takes to feel comfortable to come forward and talk to the authorities, then by all means, get these kids, get these young adults, whatever, get them legal representation and go and talk to the authorities. I don't care what it takes. If it takes hiring a lawyer to get these kids to talk, then hire a damn lawyer, but just go talk. And I was really upset because I thought, shit, this is what's happening. When they talked at the press conference about people intimidating people from coming forward, this is the mentality that we're dealing with. They literally said these kids need to keep their mouths shut. No, they don't. I also responded with, if this was your person, are you telling me you wouldn't want somebody to come forward? And if this was your child that was involved, your advice to them would be to keep their mouth shut? No. And like I said, they removed their comments. I had responded as well as a few other people, but I mean, if you're going to be all big and bad behind your keyboard and come at me like that, you could at least keep it up there. These kids need to keep their mouths shut. What's more important than a missing 16-year-old girl? If your kid's life is over because of something that they did, that's on them. And you and them can deal with the fallout, but they need to come forward. They don't need to keep their mouth shut. They need to come forward, and they need to give the answers that law enforcement needs to find this girl and get her back to her family. So there's my answer to you, not typed out here in stereo for you. Yes, I would want my kid to come forward with or without an attorney. If your kid was there and you think their life is going to be over, go hire an attorney, but take your kid's ass down to the police department and tell them what you know. Okay. Sorry, guys, but that really made me mad to think that that's the mentality that we're dealing with, that these adults think that protecting their kids' futures is more important than finding a 16-year-old girl. I'm sorry, but it upsets me. If you don't like that, you can stop watching my video right now. Okay. So this picture came out. This is not super clear, but it's a picture apparently of Kiely's phone. Now, we have been told that she had an iPhone. To me, this does not look like an iPhone. It looks more like an Android. I don't know about the older generations of iPhone. I am an Android girl, but my kids all have iPhones. So Brett, Eric, Colleen, any of you, if you're watching, send your mom a message and let me know if that's an iPhone or not. Love you guys. And you're damn right, if you got in trouble, you're going to the police. You know your mama. And you can see there is a sticker. Remember, we heard she had the sex wax sticker. It's surfboard wax, people, calm down. So it's a sticker similar to this, except you can see in the picture that hers is yellow, where this one is blue. So it's a phone. It's supposed to be an iPhone. I don't know, but it has this sticker on it. And like I said, instead of the blue, it's the yellow. So That's something to be on the lookout for, because I really feel like they're trying to find that phone. Jagger yesterday, our boy went to a drag race. He did not attend the concert, and he did not go out searching, even though he proclaimed that he and 2 or 3 other people would be the ones to find Kiely. He is not searching unless he thought possibly she was going to be at that drag race. Maybe he was searching there. I don't know. We got some pictures from the party. This is one of those B-reel pics. I swear, you guys, this sounds like the dumbest app I've ever heard of. My son is stationed in California right now, and he was like, yeah, this totally sounds like a West Coast Cali kind of thing to do. He's country boy, so not really impressed with being out in Cali right now. My 18-year-old daughter had never heard of this app either, and we looked into it, and apparently it takes a picture from your front-facing selfie camera and your back-facing camera at the same time, so you can see you and you can see what you're looking at. I guess sorry, I don't know. Maybe you have to be a teenager to understand. But this is one of the pictures from the party from the B-Reel app. I'm assuming the little picture at the top is the selfie picture, and sorry, those girls are taking pictures of the other girls in a vehicle. Cool stuff, right? And we got this picture from the party. I don't know that it looks like there's 200 or 300 people there, but like I said, they said it was a really kind of spread out thing, so maybe. But what jumped out at me in this picture is this guy. Can you see the guy? Sorry, wrong way. See if I can get my finger. No, it won't. The guy in the hat behind the 3 girls in the picture. This guy, he creeps me out. He is definitely too old to be at this party. I mean, he looks like it to me. I don't know. Maybe he's not. He's a very, unfortunately, mature senior or college student. There was this tweet that, just please stay up there. There we go. This person tweets to the Placer County Sheriff saying, my tip is too valuable to put in a queue. I have corrections, transport background. I see things and found a clue. Need to privately, 2 minutes max, direct you to a resource you already have but have not used. I'll comment on Facebook also. What the hell, guy? Don't tweet. Don't comment on Facebook. All the links are out there. They even consolidated everything into one Linktree link. There is an anonymous portal. There is a phone number. There is an email. Call them with your valuable tip. Don't tweet at them about it. Don't comment on Facebook. Call them. Tell them what you think they need to know. Oh, yeah, and then my friend Sammy. Okay, so I was looking at this statement again. This is about her ride home. And, you know, you know, it drives me nuts going over Sammy's statements. But this one, I'm trying to figure out, why is she so adamant for us to know that she was not driving to the point that she has to make sure we know she's in the passenger seat. So this is the interview that she did with the YouTuber. Hope I have your channel name right. American Dream Chaser, I think. It's in one of my earlier videos. But she says, and so then I found her as I was leaving the party. I was making sure to find her to tell her that I had another ride home and that I loved her and I wanted to say bye and for her to have fun at the party. And then when I left the party, we were pretty much on 89 with my ride. And she called me as I was in the car in the passenger seat. And she was like, hey, where are you? Do you still need a ride home? And I was like, no, I'm okay. Like, I'm in the car right now. I'm see, she had to correct herself. Like, getting driven home now. But Kiely did not have a set ride home. And I was under the impression that she would either sleep there or find another ride home. And it was not known that anybody was going to give her a ride home. She was not, when she called me, she was not in a car. I could hear the party and people, many people, talking in the background. It's like word salad with her. She uses so many words to say so little. But was that a slip when she said, I'm driving, driven? Sammy, were you driving? Is that part of what we're not supposed to know? Is that you were driving? Because I still don't know, and I still want to know who took Sammy home from the party. It's not a difficult question, but why hasn't anybody come out and said, hey, I'm the one that drove her home? Why don't we know? We don't know who took her to the party, and we don't know who took her home. Why? Why is this top secret information? So that's about all that I'm gonna ramble and gripe about today. Like I said, I'm sorry. I know the tone of this video is a little hostile compared to my normal videos, but I've already had my reservations about this case. It doesn't feel right to me. And that commenter on my video yesterday talking about these kids needing to keep their mouths shut just really set me off. It makes me sad to think that this is the mentality, the state of mind of the adults in the Truckee area, that their priority is not necessarily on bringing Kiely home, but protecting their own children. And I'm a mama bear, and I will protect my children till my death. But if they knew something that could help, I would not tell them to keep their mouth shut. Absolutely not. So I'm sorry for the hostile tone. I hope I didn't offend anybody. Comment and let me know what you think about why the press conference was handled the way it was yesterday, the information about the dog being found. Do you think that was to gauge reaction from people? Let me know what you think about my commenter from yesterday. Just let me know your thoughts on anything regarding this case. Are there things I haven't thought of yet? Just anything, guys. Give this video a thumbs up as always to boost it in the algorithm and get more eyes on Kiely's case. Please keep sharing Kiely's picture, keep sharing her flyer. Keep the word out there that this girl is still missing. The search continued today. They were supposed to have over 200 searchers again. There was not going to be a presser scheduled today. There will be one tomorrow, which I will cover for you. But yeah, let's keep this out there. Let's find this girl. Let's get her home to her family. It's been too long already. Keep your eyes out for her car, for any signs of either of them. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. Click the bell to all so you'll get notified every time I upload about this and all the other cases that I'm following. Thank you as always for coming and spending a little bit of your Sunday with me to listen to me rant and be angry. I love you all. Welcome to all my new subscribers. You guys mean the world to me. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.